Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 93, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you to those who support us monetarily, hang out, and share and subscribe and do things like that. All of it makes us feel super cool. It's nice. I legitimately love being able to share our story with you guys. There's definitely a self-esteem boost because, hey, people will hang out, but also a lot of you are sharing stuff like your own content. The what happened in your game channel is fairly active, and some of you have some crazy ass stories to share. So yeah. Shout outs to our Discord. Thank you guys.
Also, the homebrew channel has been really cool.
Which we've just started that up because you guys keep posting stuff and I was like, fine, it all goes here. Same thing with the food channel, which is now muted on my end because you guys get
Drew
chatty.
Hates food.
I love food, but the problem is...
He lives off of hot dogs and chicken nuggets.
You guys post about that stuff like right before lunch. It's like, here, we're going to talk about cake and pie. I'm like, really? I don't need this right now. Come by Discord, hang out, talk about food. Or music, or your game, or what?
Show us your birds.
Show us your birds.
Show us your birds.
I showed you my bird. Okay.
Please respond.
And yes, a very special shout out to our patrons who support us monetarily, which of course is going to character art this month, basically. Very, very excited. We should be seeing our second draft soon, which Brenna said, since there are so little changes, we'll probably get the inked stuff, so we'll have some really kind of finalized. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. But yes, shout out to Adam, Alan, Michael, Alexander, Badur, Bernie, Brandon, Doc, Emil, Giovanni, James, John, Josh, Catfeathers, Lance, Melissa, Michael Cute, Michael, Moku, Noba, Noctal, Perry, Puppeteer, Roy Viscrad, Ryan, Schmitty, Sebastian, Cinna, Thomas, Usef Sama, and Firekeeper. Thank you guys for supporting us, joining us, hanging out, and digging into stuff. Not that it's a huge thing, but the $5 and $10 tiers do get access to the special Cultist Discord, which currently is just basically talking about how I'm an Exarch.
That's true. Hey, I'm one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Got down with the general.
So yeah, bummer, but so be it. But yeah, we're there, and it's just a little extra spot. There's nothing super special there. Everything that we do super special for Cultists is basically on Patreon, and it's just early access. And then the Sleepwalker tier obviously has access to Conca, which we update with. Most recently, we actually had a bunch of members of the Watch of the Rowan added to Conca. Some of the characters popping out of Craig's head, which is always fun to see. Who may or may not show up in the show, but they're there if I ever need to call upon them.
Yeah,
they exist because they exist, and because
there's a whole theater troupe here.
Yeah, there was the portion of the theater troupe, and then a bunch of people outside of it, part of the theater going and loving populace of New York City. Because, as we mentioned 2 episodes ago, sometimes stuff happens, but we just don't cover it in the show because we want to get to the action. Speaking of, there is a weird Sphinx lady down at the bottom of an inverted pyramid that is currently shielding her eyes from the light of the Proxima Myrmidons with their submachine guns staring down at them, and basically calls up, who goes there? Who has come to torture me further? And Abaddon kind of steps up, and I mean, it's super evil villain, stepping up besides his flunkies. Yeah, well, the thing is, that man has not let go of that gun. Fingers off the trigger, proper trigger discipline, kids. But yeah, he's been, holding on to that, and looks down and says, I am Abaddon. And, just these sharp words, and it's like, there's some like pulling on his shadow name kind of thing, and he gonna roll his gnosis here.
Flares nimbus.
He flares his nimbus, which, if I remember correctly, you just roll gnosis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Blah. So it's a little less than impressive. Now, of course, you guys in character do not know that he just tried to flare his nimbus. It was just him.
We see him talking real big.
Yeah, definitely hear him. And kind of looks down and kind of motions at the Myrmidons, and they start to move around to the outside across the stairs, and kind of looks back at the four of you and motions and says, come with me. There are defenses here that are designed to disable any mages who come here. They,
for good reason.
Yes. And kind of makes his way down. With the lights shining down, he's got one on his own rifle and shining. You can see this place is sparse. There's no food, there's no water. It's a supernal being. It doesn't need that stuff.
No, it feeds on mana, right?
Correct. And do you guys have mage sight up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can definitely tell you are at the base here is a hallow. It is a big hallow that is generating mana. And Abaddon basically steps down and basically placed in, if you imagine the, pyramid coming down, there's obviously a flat place for the Sphinx to be sitting at. And in the corners are these glowing, like, gemstone devices placed into the corners, like embedded in the stone. And they have massive gouge and claw marks in the stone around it, but the gem placements seem fine and untouched. And so Abaddon kind of steps down, looks at them and says, actually points at Songbird and Atritus and says, if you would be so kind as to inspect the others and ensure that they are still in place and active. And he walks over to one and starts to, inspect it, and you can see some prime matter spells.
Sure.
Weird, you were making a face.
Who the hell would imprison a pound at a hallow? That just seems to be like a recipe for disaster. Yes.
Okay, and he says, we don't have a choice. They live where they landed. And, the Sphinx kind of grins and says, yes, this is my home. This hallow, this is my mana. And this thing kind of points at Abaddon. And you can see there's definitely some familiarity. Like, they have known each other. It says, this one steals it, feeds from it, and denies me what is mine. And then, Tritus, you were saying you were going to...
Craftsman's eye on the thing to see, like, if it's working.
Sure.
See, it's a magic. Well, I don't want to touch it, so just two. Yeah, there's a reach I need to reach.
With Prime Sight, can I tell how big this hollow is?
It's 5. It's a big one.
And what would happen if this hollow wasn't here?
It would eventually go to sleep. But it's had like millennia, or maybe it hasn't had any, because of it. It's Atlantean mages bound this thing here.
No. Actually, roll intellect plus occult. We'll figure out. Sure. Intellect plus occult -1. And Ash, you're doing sensory range, so you don't have to touch it.
Instant and +1 reach to know the first reach bonus. I need to pull it up again. Understanding of how to use it.
Oh, okay.
So it will show me like what to do to make it work.
Dig it. Let's see here. And we don't have to worry about paradox for that. Cool.
5, 6.
Purpose, interesting. So
it will also tell me if something is stopping it from serving its purpose. So if it's broken, I'll know.
Oh, cool. Righto. If
it's broken, I'll know what's wrong with it specifically.
Right. I think that's more for. I'm trying to see here. Word of command. Blah 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 blah. Scribe master kernel. Yeah, I think that's technically, and I'm not going to hold it to it. For normal tools instead of magic items, but fuck it, because you have some prime, right?
No.
No. Okay. But nonetheless, I don't have any problem with it. But yeah, it appears to be in full functioning. To use it, it looks like there is some. Well, actually, backtracking. Its purpose is to absorb mana and display it or burn it off using display of power. Yeah.
And to use it, I imagine I would need prime.
Mm-hmm. Word of command.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah.
Oh yeah, back over. Like this one's working.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, this one seems in place as well. Moves to the other. Songbird, have you been inspecting, or are you?
I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what happens if this fucking hollow's not here.
Did you ask that aloud, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, and especially with Weird rolling and getting 2 successes, Weird can basically answer, like, then she would slumber.
Eventually, when she's used up all the mana that she's been drinking.
And Abaddon says, no, she's definitely not drinking any.
Well, but she's
what?
awake, so she's got to have some.
Why don't we just turn the fucking hollow off then?
And Abaddon kind of looks over and says, sure, you want to turn it off forever? Do you have that capacity?
Very strong, right?
I'm trying to remember what it is. I know it's higher in prime. It's like blasphemy.
Have Hallow Dance. Reduces the Hallow's effective dot rating by 1 per point of potency. If it's suppressed to 0 dots or fewer, it falls dormant, and there's a +2 reach for lasting.
Right. So you need, let's see, 10 potency?
Why?
Because it is withstood by the Hallow's rating, and then it is reduced by potency.
Okay, well, I get 4 for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, I can do it.
Yeah. And Abaddon looks at it, says, and you're welcome to. And we've tried. We've been doing this for a bit, Songbird. That's why these are here. These eat the mana and burn it into nothing.
Sure.
But
don't be a dick about it. I'm here to help you.
No.
But
I mean, you can try.
wait, why did she wake up?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. And like, and she's like close-ish. You know, and he's, you know, moving around kind of the outside, you know, watching her as he moves to the other one, touches it, and says, this one is fine.
If she's awake, then something must have failed somewhere.
I'll take a look at mine, because I haven't actually looked at mine yet.
Yep. And yeah, Craftsman's Eye, or, well, actually, heck, your legacy, just touch it.
Yeah, what do you...
Nothing.
You doing your thing?
Yep.
You're good? All right.
Yeah, all 4 of them appear to be, you know, especially when Songbird, you know, checks, all 4 of them appear to be soaking up, you know, mana, and, you know, firing it off.
Can I just talk to her?
Yeah, she's there. She's completely talkable.
Yeah.
Oh, don't try and befriend it.
But yeah, go ahead.
Like, I'm not going to chat with the Sphinx.
Sure, but don't make friends with it.
But
Don't give it a name.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn to her and ask, when did you wake up?
Why should I tell you? You all want to keep me bound and placed here and stuck.
I mean, if there was a way to send you back to the realm you came from.
Bound are stuck here.
Yeah.
And she's like, Oh yeah, if you can send me back to the supernal realm, you send me back to my home, you better believe I'll leave right away.
There's no way to do that, is there?
Greater mages have tried. You all should be kneeling at my feet, begging for my blessings, and like moves towards.
I mean, that is normally what we do in Supernals.
Mage site.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have like a couple of schools or stuff?
Yeah,
she's going on.
Yeah, she's tied to Prime, Life, and Mind.
Huh?
What?
You got 3?
Hmm. Oh, now hang on, because bear in mind, the supernals that you guys summon are just a sliver of like the thing, of the things that, like, for the Aether, for instance, there are more than cherubim and seraphim. There's a whole range of things that exist in the Aether.
Hold on, is she telling me that, or are you telling me that?
I am telling you that. That is something that you guys know. The thing is,
if that's something Songbird's learning in character, he's about to have his fucking mind blown.
Yeah, no, it is something that, like, they know. Like, mages know. There's all sorts of stuff. The only problem is the things that come are those particular ones. There's also that's why, like, emanation realms have, like, oh yeah, it's an emanation realm to this thing, but you're gonna end up with all sorts of creatures. It's not like you show up and they're all cherubim or all seraphim. Now, of course, dear folks at home, if I'm getting this wrong and this isn't lore, fuck off. Because this is far more interesting to me that, like, there are some who show up to mages because they have a connection and there's the whole path tie. But in my head, the Aether is prime and forces, but it has all sorts of, gradients of it.
Yeah, I mean, that is normally what we do at Supernals. We summon them up and ask them for help. And then they help us, and then they leave.
Yes.
I don't know that Chris agrees with you, but Songbird is playing by the rules in your game, so here we go.
Mm-hmm. I don't... Why shouldn't we befriend her?
Because give her a moment's weakness, she will destroy you.
What would you do if you were out of here?
She's like, I will take what is mine.
She will destroy you and eat your mana.
Weird. Let the woman talk.
Well, and she grins. Leonine smiles. She's like, I mean, it seems like a good place to start. You're
not making a good case for yourself here.
I don't. And of course, this is all in. Now, let's back up a step, because you guys all speak high speech as like a second language.
We speak bad high speech, yeah.
Right. Abaddon actually speaks fluent high speech. He's got the merit. And she is a step beyond that. She is able to curse in high speech. But yeah, pretty bluntly, she's like, I don't give a fuck if you're happy. You're little mortals with tiny little lives.
Hi, you're locked here, yes? By us, right? See, I was going to say maybe it's worth it to make a deal and let you go. But you're kind of being an ass, so... She's like, you want to let me go? And you hear Abaddon. Oh, yeah. Well, and yeah, Abaddon is like, she doesn't get to go. None of the bound get to go.
This is not a puppy.
No, she's a supernal being. Like, they're powerful allies when they're allies. But this one's an asshole, so no.
Weird needs a moment over in the corner. Chris, you were trying to do something there?
I had to cast a spell. Okay.
And Craig, what were you queuing up as well? Just so I know what you guys are working on.
How big an area is she?
It's well, let's use Songbird. It's boxing ring sized. She's in
advanced scale.
To target her or
an area.
Oh yeah, advanced scale definitely gets it. Mm-hmm. And then Craig, what are you casting?
I'm doing my combined shifting the odds post cognition.
Oh, okay.
I can't get all those dice. Take one off that.
Okay.
So I guess roll a chance die for Paradox.
Okay, and Craig, you are at 2 or 4 paradox.
Yep,
Using
I'll
your
spend
dedicated tool.
Dedicated tool for 2 of those, and I'll spend 2 now.
Okay. So chance die for you, and then Chris, you said 2?
So chance die.
Chance die, okay. Okay, so nothing happens for either of you.
You can let Craig go first.
Yep. And so,
she's supposed to be sleeping.
mm-hmm.
So what I'm looking for is
Right.
what caused her to awaken, what events led to her becoming conscious.
Cool. Roll Gnosis plus time.
And just because you asked,
Because it is a clash. Go ahead.
And just because you asked this, I'm using Songbird's Mirror.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll be a factor, but
Cool. That's pretty good successes.
6 dice, 6 successes. Seems
also
good.
I got a 6 successes for an exceptional success for the spellcast roll. I don't know what I want to do with that.
Yeah. Well, do you want your mana back? Do you want a session or
I'll take a condition because I'm really hungry for arcane beats right now.
Sure.
Yeah, can I get a condition for the spell I got a 6 on earlier?
Or 5?
Was it a 6?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yes. We'll come up with these. Yeah, actually, make suggestions. In the meantime,
Got it. Doing a matter spell. Inspecting a thing.
investigation or crafts would make sense.
It's investigation. Plus 2.
Yeah. Crap, I can't remember my Clash of Wills math. Clash of Wills duration plus 4. It's probably not happening, but we'll see. 4 successes. Okay, cool. So yeah, your spell kind of lashes up against something else, and you push through on it, and you see a. Well, I guess you're standing there, and you watch as a figure comes down the stairs in. Actually, just to make this not completely a dick thing, there is a glow of mana off of the artifacts that are, or items. They're not. Well, maybe they are artifacts. Whatever. The magic items that are in the corners, just a dim glow. So you see this hooded, cloaked figure, everything kind of pulled around, heavy black cloak pulled, down low, and you can see the edge of like a silver mask. Very, very heavy. Ain't nobody seeing me. Coming forward. Yes. And you can watch it make some motions towards the Sphinx. Who's
asleep at the time,
asleep, right? And it kind of rises up, looks down, looks at it, and then did you do advanced duration? Yes.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you watch as mouth, well, at least her mouth moves. You don't hear anything. If you have mage sight on, you can see that there's a silencing. Like whoever did this came down prepared that mages were going to investigate. It is silent. It was warded, or had some kind of clash of wills, kind of thing.
So probably Shield of Chronos.
Something. Well, Shield of Chronos, I think, technically prevents people from messing with the time, but something similar.
Or preventing from scrying into as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And basically, there's some conversation. The thing makes this big. Or the person makes this obvious, like, deep bow and then draws back and heads back up the stairs as the Sphinx kind of rolls and grins. And then you can see it start clawing and attacking at those things in the corner. And you watch that for, well, until you turn it off. So you're locked up in watching that vision for a minute or two. Yeah. And then Songbird, you were casting...
Yeah. I'm going to just tell this thing to shut the fuck up in high speech. As close as I can get to that.
Okay.
And
which would probably be like closed mouth sex. Yeah.
Yeah. Closed mouth. Copulation.
Yeah.
You.
And we're using that with...
I am control sound.
Oh! Sure.
Just bubbling in her talking because I don't want to fucking hear her anymore.
Sure. I dig it. Yeah, so you don't even really need to target her. You're just targeting the area.
The area around her. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, roll them dice. 7 minus 2.
It's going to be minus
5.
It's 12 dice.
Yep.
Max.
You roll 20. 9 successes on 12 dice. Wow, we have been the highs and lows here.
Ups and lows, baby.
We're doing real well now.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, the bubble kind of wraps around.
Can I have another bonus to intimidation?
Sure. I'm fine with that.
Thanks. Can I use 2 at once?
Sure. Why not?
If I use it right now to talk to Abaddon.
Yeah. I dig it.
Cool.
Intimidate the war god's cleric.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I think I just look over at him. I'm like, now that we don't have her talking, can you tell us what the fuck we're doing here and when, like, what exactly we're doing?
Putting her back to sleep. How's your channel mana?
I wanted to intimidate him, though.
Yeah. I mean, he has been on board with, you guys working to help him. But yeah, actually, roll to intimidate because you may.
I want him to like actually tell me like literally anything, because he's just been like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this. No, thanks for the help. Like just being a real pain in my ass, and I don't like him.
Well, you're not supposed to. But yes, roll. And I think this is coming across as very nice, because that's what I was hoping you would get. So I'm sure you are coming across as like
impatient and just fed up with his shit.
Cool.
It's not actually threatening because like we both know that can't happen.
Right. But no, this is more of leverage. So yes, because when you get an exceptional success on a social roll, you can inflict a condition either on yourself or them. I'm imagining you are basically applying leveraged. And so anytime the specified character, you request something of him, he can resolve this condition, which he always will, if the character does as requested without rolling to resist. And notably, yeah, like he said, he's like, we're going to take the mana from her, and then we are going to make sure that the artifacts are gathering the mana from the Hallow and burning it into nothingness. This is how we keep her asleep.
Okay.
And he's going to hang on to that leverage thing because, that's not what you're asking. Oh, yes, your grimoire. That's further in. I will take you to that next. Cool. So yeah, you guys have a bit of.
Are you telling us what you saw?
Oh well, yeah, that's what I was going to. Because that's several minutes. This thing coming down, giving the mana some conversation, and then watching the thing claw away, and then Weird comes out of her little spell there, and I need you to make a roll. Cool. So as you kind of come out of your spell, which I imagine, at least I'm guessing previously, you've always looked into your mirror to see what you're seeing, right? So cool. I need you to roll resolve plus composure, please. I'm going to guess that Weird is pretty happy with her life. She's not dissatisfied.
She's very happy with her life right now.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, just roll resolve plus composure.
Do I have a sense of what this is? Can I throw some willpower at it?
You can throw willpower at it.
Like this is something I would be aware of?
Well, technically what you were doing is you were resisting something. You can spend 2 willpower to increase your... no, actually, that's for resistance stats. So yes, this would be a +3. Yes, you can, but basically, there is something in this mirror looking back, and it wants you to keep looking. We'll talk about a little bit more narrative thing, but yeah, there is something that is making you, that is trying to make you obsessed with looking into this mirror.
Oh, shit. 1 success.
Versus its power plus finesse.
Oh, is it a contested roll?
Shit.
All right. Well, so Weird. As you come out of your post-cognition and are looking at the mirror, you see some weird ripples just kind of strobe across it. And all of a sudden you are seeing another life. Tell me about another life Weird lived. Not, alternate reality, was born male, never awoken.
So parents didn't die in a car accident.
Happy childhood and
happy childhood, loving family, and all the way through.
All sorts of that stuff. Probably never awoken, but had a very, very different life. And you see that all probably in the course of a couple minutes. And then you kind of snap to. You now have the obsessed condition to peer into the mirror again. And of course, your friends are all there, and you do have this important message for them to tell them about stuff, but you really just want to look into that mirror again.
So here's the thing. Weird's life has now basically just become a story to her. So alternate arrangements of how that story might have been different aren't really compelling.
Well, this is less of this is like in a flash reading a really, really good novel and wanting to read the sequel.
So a couple things just to make sure none of these apply. I have warding gesture, so anything that's attempting to alter my fate.
Not trying to alter your fate. You're just...
Well, if it's going to keep me staring at this mirror, that seems like a pretty big alteration in the course of my life.
Well, because... And see, I get what you're saying. This is not somebody or something changing where you were going to go. You're a mage. You are obsessed over things. And this is literally what it does. And it's just giving you an opportunity to learn more about alternate lives. And this is mage crack. Because all you have to do is look at it. It's super easy.
And I failed, so I'm obsessed with it.
You now have the obsession, which basically you get 9 again on all rolls related to pursuing the obsession and looking back into it. And anything not related to it is a 10 again.
It
loses the 10 again. Excuse me. Yes.
So you can do other things. You just don't get any...
No 10 again on it.
8 again, 9 again, 10 again bonuses.
Yep.
That's rough.
Yep. All right. So with great reluctance, Weird kind of lowers her mirror. But she's got a pretty tight grip on it. Something came in here. Cloak had a mask on. They spoke, but they knew somebody would be looking, so I couldn't hear anything. And it looks like they fed her mana to wake her up. And her eyes keep on coming back to the mirror.
Cool. And quick meta thing, because especially for those of you who aren't familiar with Chronicles of Darkness, negative conditions like this are not a bad thing, because they're a great way to get XP. So notably,
lots of beats.
Lots of
beats.
Well, in this case, it's just because it's the obsession condition, persistent. So notably, it is resolve, which gets a beat when they shed or purge the fixation, which mages can do if they are so inclined, because it is a mental thing. But they also get a beat every time they fail an obligation due to pursuing the obsession, which they only get once per scene. But, and this is a literal mechanic to encourage players to roleplay bad things that have happened. Technically, and I don't know that Craig is necessarily going to do this, Craig can just be like, yeah, I'm obsessed, but it just never really bothers me, and I can continue on without it, and I'll just miss out on my 10 again. Or decide to be like, well, my character is about to make some bad decisions, and I'm going to reap a bunch of XP for it. This is how this thing works. It is okay to play messed up characters or characters that have problems. But mages have the advantage of being like, oh shit, something's messing with my head. Scour, and I can get rid of it. So just an FYI for people at home. Same thing with...
It's persistent obsessed?
It is. It is nasty. And I think Weird has this moment of, so this is why those mages were all messed up. I really want to look again. So cool. So that is where that is. She mentions that and is kind of looking down at her mirror again.
I think Songbird's probably pretty focused on looking at this thing, looking at the supernal being.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast supernal vision.
Okay.
On it. I'm just going to throw the 8 dice at it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah.
Where's this thing from?
Ooh. Trying to think I think she is from the Aether. Because her ruling is basically prime.
Sure. Well, that was, another question, but how much mana does the target have in her pattern?
4.
4? Okay. That's really all I needed.
Atreus, number 1 skill, befriend monster.
Would supernal vision tell me what rank a entity is? Specifically a supernal being, I feel like. Or maybe there's a different prime knowing spell that can do that.
No, because knowing and unveiling stuff gives all sorts of great information. I think, especially because there's the +1 reach that gives you other stuff about other creatures. It doesn't necessarily mention rank, but I think you could ask what its rank is.
Yeah, I got a question left. So
okay, so it's a rank 4.
Rank 4. Okay.
Yeah, this is
a
minor demigod deity-like thing.
All right, so channel mana. I need to know how strong it was to.
I knew where you were going.
Boosted by rank, yeah. So cool. Instant and sensory.
Yeah. So you start to cast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just something to think about. How much mana does it have?
Yeah, 4.
It's only got 4?
Yeah, he asked.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. Abaddon says...
Sorry, I'm looking at my mirror.
Oh, no, you're fine. Yeah, that's true. Abaddon, sees you start to draw Yantras. He's like, we can do this together, was the point.
Oh, okay. You've maybe do everything else on my own, so...
you took the lead. I don't... You
all
guys
right, things got 4 fucking mana. Let's get it out of its pattern and fucking move on with our lives.
Only 4? Yeah. All right. Let's do this quickly. Where's this thing? He's gonna assist you though. Where I keep losing his gnosis, like it's changing or something like that. Cool. Yeah, he doesn't even really try. So he's going to... you guys haven't done stuff before.
Prime 3, so...
Yeah, so he's throwing 3...
he's got to do the potency.
Oh, yes, that's true. Well, yeah, we're going to say that's covered in yantras and stuff like that.
Okay.
You didn't even ask it for a blessing.
Yeah. No.
No!
We didn't solve a riddle or anything. What kind of sphinx is this?
Since it's bigger, do I have to target its scale, or is it just?
Technically, I'm not going to stress about that. When it comes to mana,
I got 8 dice.
Cool. Plus the 3.
Oh yeah, 11 dice.
Go.
Give me your mana.
Mhm.
Your soul is mine.
Yup. Bypass withstand. Or, yeah, I guess you technically don't even need to do that. You can just.
I don't need to.
Yep.
I did my mana math.
Right. Which, yeah. So. Yeah. I gotta.
Well, sure. I will bypass the withstand just to, in case there's any little pockets of mana hiding from me that I can't tell or something like that.
I was just trying to think of. Yeah. Okay. So you channeled the mana over. Actually.
To be fair, I made it so it can't talk to us.
Right.
Yeah, but
It
you
could
can
have
try
been
to
after
riddle
riddles
before
this whole
then.
time.
But yeah. So yeah, you
I'm
rip.
disappointed.
You rip the mana out of it, and yeah,
Nom.
It is, silenced, but then kind of drowsily kind of lays itself down, kind of half curl. There is a soft belly, do not pet, and kind of slumps against the stone walls. And Abaddon, kind of nods, and then looks to Weird, who's. Are you debating looking at the mirror, or have you looked in again?
I'm looking in again.
Okay. So you get another little lovely vision of another time. This time you had a very similar childhood, but then you awoke as a Mastigos. And were found by Seers and, served. And, but yeah, there's this.
Bad weird.
Evil weird, yes. But I mean, it's kind of exciting. You live a whole life as being this Mastigos for the Seers, accumulating power, bending minds to your will, and then you kind of pop out. And I need you to roll Resolve plus Composure again, -1.
Oh boy.
It's not bad.
That's what I got before.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, the tug is still there, but you're okay. But yeah, Abaddon says you can check your makeup later. Come on. Your grimoire lies beyond.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
That. Someone else was here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that the grimoire's still there? Or are we just assuming?
At this point, I'm assuming, and kind of points up and Etez, we're moving out. Let's go see. And
I will have asked Gabe to see what he can see is further on. Like while we were sitting here and they were doing all that, I'm just like, I am more immediately don't care about the stinks anymore.
Sure.
And the person who was here.
Shanna, who has been like floating near the Myrmidons, because at this point they're on an elevated position with assault rifles or submachine guns, and so she's just leaning on a wall with her spear, just the happiest little smile, like I dare you, motherfuckers, and kind of looks and kind of follows with them a little bit ahead. Gabe swooshes off, and you guys all kind of make your way up the stairs, and Gabe kind of just still staring in the mirror. Okay.
Weird, come on.
There's thorns.
Yeah, actually, that's very, thorns. Very true. Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
This is right up. Yeah. There's all these thorns. It's showing me all the thorns.
It's showing. Son of a bitch. What is she?
So Gabe.
There's not like another mode around here. Is there anything? Is there?
Nope. Just the mirror that she's staring into.
And she can, and because of the mirror's fractured, she can probably see 7 or 8 at once.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Do you want to roll a bunch more? No, we're just, you're just saying one at a time.
Weird. Put your mirror away.
I think right now Weird is in the middle. And a note: every time you're watching one of these, the vision covers the same birth to death, but you're in there longer.
Yeah,
it takes longer to view it. So at this point, there's probably a solid like 2 or 3 minutes of you being catatonic, just staring into this mirror. So I think at this point, you say, put your mirror away. No response.
There you go. Okay, let's see.
Meanwhile, you hear from Gabe. There's a wall, like I can't get through kind of wall. Oh, okay. Apparently the Myrmidons can get through the wall.
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess come back and we're trying to fix weird.
How many times have we had this conversation?
Our weird keeps breaking.
Mind magic. I can.
I mean, you can cast scan thoughts or whatever and find out she's obsessed.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what she's doing. Put 2 and 2.
Do you look into the mirror?
No.
Just checking.
Alter mental pattern. What does that do?
I love this. Detritus is like, mind magic, what can I do? What can I do?
Just like, do I have a mind spell that can snap you out of this? I can erase the memory of having ever done it in the first place, but that's
not going to erase the obsession.
Erase the condition, I don't think, no.
How do I resolve this condition, by the way? Is there a way? Or is it just persistent?
Per the book, of course, there's loads of ways to handle stuff like that, but shed or purge the fixation, which is very, very vague, which I love. Weird's not broken. She's finally whole several times over.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good way to put that. Abaddon, kind of gives you guys a look and kind of a scoff and like heads up the stairs. And you guys find yourselves in darkness, save for the softened glow of these 4 things.
Do I need potency to do this obsession thing?
Oh, you mean to like rewrite somebody's obsession thing we talked about?
Probably with withstand.
Because, I think resolve would be appropriate.
Okay. Weird stats.
True.
That's fine.
Can I use, while I'm viewing, investigation to identify the significant turning points in these alternate lifestyles?
Absolutely. That is a super mage thing to do.
Because this is like, I'm exploring the thorns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the +2 from my condition.
Sure.
I give myself a +2 investigation from the success.
I think this would probably be a duration spell, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, Chris is running that up. Yeah, Craig, Weird basically starts to like do a mental tally of like, oh, that's an important point. And in that timeline,
Okay, I'm going to queue up Psychic Domination just to make put the mirror away.
Sure.
See what happens.
Yep.
So yeah, I just like, can I just make it dormant? Or I have to change it in a way?
I think you have to change it in some way.
Okay. I'm going to change it to be obsessed with finishing the job that we came here for, like getting the grimoire.
Sure. And we've got overreach. Are you reducing that? And because we're already
got my path tool, so
okay. So we've got that reduces it down to 1.
I think it goes to one regular die.
Right. Okay. Hey. Not a dramatic failure.
I know,
but cool.
That's fine.
So yeah, Weird, I think, as you kind of
spell,
come out.
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe we have another spell failure. I hadn't had any for the longest time. Yeah.
Good. Lord.
So about that withstand.
So he walks up and hits me offside the head with a macro.
Basically. Wake up, weird. Cool. What do you want with those 8 successes?
I want a persuasion.
I think so, yeah. And so, yeah, weird, you kind of come out. I need you to roll resolve plus composure again, -2.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
I would be like trying to do this when she's not catatonic, not like looking in the mirror for 1 second.
Cool. Right.
So just so I don't like immediately lose this benefit of the spell.
Oh no, you're fine. This is her finishing up.
Sure.
And immediately starting another one, I'm assuming? Or?
No, not in this particular case. No, specifically. You are now soul shocked. Roll your current willpower dots. And ignore 10 again.
Okay. No button for that.
Just slash roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
3d10 or whatever.
Yep.
5, whatever.
No successes.
Don't I have 3 willpower dots?
That's all I have
She's
left.
used one.
Points. Is willpower points. Current willpower points. Do you have even less?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have 3 points available.
Okay, cool.
That's what I rolled.
You have none now.
Woof.
The dots are still there. While this condition is in effect, your character does not regain willpower from virtue, vice, or equivalent traits. Still gains willpower from rest, surrender, and other means of regaining willpower. And that is resolved when you regain full willpower.
That's rough.
In mechanical terms, you feel your soul kind of jiggled loose.
Okay, I don't need the psychic domination though, right?
At this point, because now Songbird's spell goes off, I imagine you're like holding it in your hand. Wait for Weird's eyes.
Waiting to see if she gets better.
Right.
If not, then I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, no. I mean for Songbird.
Yeah, for Songbird.
Mentioned and just in my hand.
As soon as she like looks up for a
slap.
second, I just like grab her face.
Right.
Look at me.
Yep. And yeah, so Weird, like the urge to look into the mirror again is gone, and it's like no. What are we doing? Let's get on this. Let's get the grip.
But I also feel really shitty. I think
you really do. Yes.
Ow.
Don't look at your mirrors, folks.
Yep. Mirrors don't exist anymore. Cool.
That was.
We gotta go. Abaddon's gonna take our fucking shit.
They've left us. Let's go.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a wall that Gabe can't get through, but the Myrmidons can. I don't know what that means. We're gonna find out.
I wonder if Raven can get through it.
We'll have to find out. Okay. No, we do have.
I have telepathy up with Shanna. Can I ask her if she can get through it?
Oh yeah, she's like, whoa.
Oh, cool. You didn't feel anything?
No, I'm in this weird trove of stuff. Not 100% sure. Just get your asses up here.
Yep.
Yeah, coming.
And
cell phone lights or some shit.
yeah. Quick forces. Yeah, night vision. Yeah, I don't care. You guys catch up. The Myrmidons are kind of standing in front of a series of, it looks like classic D&D style traps. You can see like faces on the wall with like burn marks around the mouths. Like it is very, very classic, trapped kind of stuff.
Is it like a straight corridor that leads to a vault, or?
Yeah, no, and there is piles of treasure. Like
Mage
literally,
site, are there any wards up?
Mm-hmm. There's different wards and stuff like that.
Like, are there any space wards up?
Yes. There is a panoply of stuff. I
want to try to see what was preventing.
Mage Sidon, there is a wall in Twilight. Raven even reaches out to you and says, I can't go any further. There's something in Twilight preventing movement forward. And Abaddon says, no, you all have assisted me. So now my Myrmidons will assist you. And pulls his bag open and pulls out a chalice. Not overly gaudy, wooden, actually, yes, 100%. It is a wooden little cup. He looks to the three Myrmidons and says, and kind of looks down and says, think you all can make that? And the three of them are, at least one of us will. And Abaddon says, and the corner there is the shut off. Okay, yeah, we see it, sir. We'll do this.
I turn around and cover my eyes.
Okay.
Is there a better way to do this?
I mean, there's steps and steps of deactivating this, or we do this the quick way. It's okay. They're fine. I mean, they'll get a little shaken up, but they're not like, it's fine. We've literally done this before. And all three of them look up. No, it's all right, miss. It kind of sucks a little bit, but we're okay. No. Like, this is...
So, like, if you die, you don't die?
Sort of. Abaddon can explain it to you. We'll be right back. If you're squeamish...
You're fine with it and have done it before.
Yeah,
sure.
Like, one of them is like, if you're squeamish, ma'am, I suggest you turn around. And then...
Yeah, and I'm like...
Yeah. Abaddon walks to each of them, and they basically take a sip from this empty cup. And are any of you watching this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you die, I'll have a convenient corpse. So.
Atratus, you recognize this.
Atratus, always looking at the positive side.
You recognize this as kind of like soul jar. And now somehow they're tied to it. And Abaddon says, good luck, and pats them each on the shoulder and watch as double checking. Got to make sure that he's casting stuff that he can actually cast. Yeah. And basically gives them some bonuses to life, some kind of shielding stuff. And the three of them pull their submachine guns off, set them down, and they look at each other and they're grinning and says, first one, yeah, okay. And they book it. And you watch as gouts of fire, blades, arrows, well, probably not arrows, jets of just sheer force, and
poison darts, a giant rolling boulder,
and including stuff where they step forward and then they're just gone for a minute, and then two of them stumble out, and don't worry, we'll come back for him, and keep running, and they're getting waylaid. A second one falls and just slumps and slams his head against the wall, and there's blood kicking down the side, and the last one kind of gets free. He's wounded, he's scarred, his fatigues are absolutely ripped up, and he kind of limps over and presses his hand against like a segment of wall that glows, and then kind of collapses and falls down. Abaddon, and the space where they had disappeared and reappeared, just all of a sudden this charred body just falls out. And Abaddon goes, well done. Walks forward and looks at Songbird.
Hey, what the fuck?
So are you going to grow them new bodies and put their souls in them? Is that what's happened here?
Sort of. And actually, that's true. Shanna, can you heal their... Actually, no, I take that back. He doesn't need to do that. He says, actually, yeah, if you all will just bring them here together, that makes it easier. And he walks over to the third one that made it to the pad, hefts him up, and drags him out and kind of sets him out and do the either of any of you help? And do you think Shanna would help? Okay.
I would bring them in, yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what happens here.
Just fucking watching in horror.
You're gonna, like, put the souls back in them, yeah?
And he casts using the chalice. Well, I actually don't recognize the spell because you've never cast it before.
Patch them up first? Do you not need to patch them up first?
No, not with this spell. And he kind of grins, watch and learn, Moros, and basically goes to each of them and pours into their mouths. And he casts a spell with death, and you watch as everything just kind of knits back up, and their eyes kind of pop back up. Who? What? And two of them are kind of laughing and pointing. It's like, yeah, you fucked up. And Nabal says, I won. I got it. Yeah. Shit. That fucking sucked. Oh, and he looks up at Abaddon.
What the fuck, you guys?
And
Okay,
Abaddon,
legitimately, what was that?
and Abaddon kind of grins and says, well, I mean, you understand that working for the gods of the world have, perks, right?
It's the cup, right?
I sprained myself rolling my eyes.
And Celeste, well, yes, it was the cup. Of course. Where's your grimoire? And Chris, are you actually going to pull the leverage condition on this to get more information, or is Songbird just, I'm not into this?
No, this is fucked up,
Cool.
my dude. I've got to distract myself.
Sure.
Can I look at it? Like, you can hold it. I just want to look at it.
He's like,
No?
Weird still looks like super like run down and stuff, right?
mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, actually, weird. Actually, 100% weird. And the Myrmidons both have a very similar, like, worn the fuck out expression.
It's 4:00 on a Monday, and I haven't had any coffee all day.
Yes.
Touch.
Mhm.
Weird.
Yep. With advanced duration, so it ticks. Okay.
Does that?
Have some sleep and some food every hour.
Yeah, that's not the issue.
No, you get willpower back from sleeping.
Willpower back from sleeping.
Oh, I do get willpower back.
Mhm.
You get 1 willpower from sleeping.
As
Right?
if
There's
you
a full-
slept. And I checked the condition to see if it was gonna
Yeah, no, you're
fuck
good.
over me. No.
Yep.
5 hours from now, you'll have done with this condition.
Yep. And how much are you spending mana on the overreach? Because at this point, you've got a bonus 2.
Is this not a different scene?
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. This whole thing. Yeah.
This isn't a different scene than like solving a problem with the Sphinx and everything.
I guess previously I haven't been very picky about that. So we'll say it's a different scene. But yeah, next Chronicle, we're gonna work on that a little bit. But yeah, I agree. At least prior setup, yeah, we've
I mean, all of this is in search of beats via my long-term goal, track down the legendary grimoire. So
right.
however many scenes this is, I'm taking beats today, baby.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. But yeah, so an additional actually that's a good reason for me to make these longer. But no, that's fine. So we're just overreaching by 2, which is 4, using your rapier or knife to reduce it to 2.
Yep.
Okay. Rolling the dice. Nothing.
Cool. What's that? 12 dice?
7, 14 minus 2. Yeah, 12.
Cool. All right.
So you
Spend that
immediately
mana.
get 1 willpower back, which feels
Yep.
a little bit nicer.
In 4 hours from now, you'll be all. Wait, how many willpower dots do you have?
Total. Yeah, okay.
5?
hours.
Okay.
4
So-
more hours, actually.
Yeah. Cool.
And Abaddon, helps the 3 Myrmidons up, pats them on the shoulder. Well done. And then walks forward and like,
He's not letting me look at the thing.
oh no, oh hell no. It basically
I want to just talk
motions.
to the Myrmidon.
Yeah, if you want to talk to the Myrmidons. But holds his finger up and just says, "You all stay there. You only get the grimoire." Walks over and picks up what looks like a metal Okay. Well, we'll just explain using my inspiration. Y'all know the Book of the Dead from the Mummy, the big heavy metal plates and stuff like that. Hefts up something very, very similar, brings it over, holds it up, and says, "Here you go."
This seems too easy.
Looks over at the three Myrmidons and says, "What?"
We weren't the first ones here. Look at this book. Is this?
I'll roll some prime dice at it.
Yep. Yeah. Especially your whole signature. Yeah. Gnosis plus prime. It has that same signature.
The fucking thing.
We had an agreement, did we not?
Yep.
My pylon knew this was here, and when word got around that you all wanted it, and the Panopticon is looking for it, well, I have no use for it.
Correspondence?
Oh yeah, it's the one.
This is the one?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was not, yeah, actually, very good point, because it technically could have been another book made by the same Archmage. But no, it is the one linked up to the others.
No, this is the one I can see the other connections.
Actually, to the where's the storybook? Weird.
Okay.
This is not a gotcha question.
No, the storybook would be in my bag.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just not a gotcha question. I'm not going to pull something like that.
Just because I didn't trust it to leave it anywhere else, and I don't want to leave it anywhere else, so I have it.
I am A-okay with that. And yeah, so it is the grimoire, and he hands it to you and says, "There. Our deal is not yet done. We all have to return to Manhattan.
Get safely home.
Right.
Or well, back to Manhattan. You go back to wherever you're from. Seattle?
Seattle?
No.
Yeah. Have you been doing research? It said you all have been doing
asked
research.
around a little bit.
Yeah, we asked around some. I do have some questions about that.
And sits down and finds a spot, and he has treasure galore and all sorts of, imbued items and some stuff that definitely pings as, artifacts. And he sits down and says, "Sure, what do you want to talk about? I'm happy to talk."
We have a shared enemy?
Oh, sure.
Who?
I mean, to be fair, most anybody in the Panopticon, I'm sure, and probably the other ministries.
It seems more specific than...
Specific was
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, you knew him as Mammon.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what he's been up to?
I know some things.
Weird, what you doing?
Yeah.
I was gonna try and grab some stone.
Stone? Like
the whole pyramid is made of stone, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or a handful of sand or something. I was just going to try and surreptitiously...
You don't even have to roll for that. You can just go...
No, I didn't want him to know I was taking it.
Fair point. Yeah, so he watches as you, pick up a rock.
Weird. Why are you picking up sand?
Yeah. And he grins at you. He says...
That's why you fail Songbird like that.
Songbird calls him out, yeah. And he...
It's like Songbird.
Well, and... Abaddon grins. He's like, you're welcome to. If you can actually manage to get in here, first off, and survive the various wards that go off, if you do make it in here, you're welcome to it.
Is this your...
Oh, not mine. But yes, this is one of the ministry's troves.
Treasure pile?
Oh. Yeah. Most of these are grimoires or things that have no functional use, esoteric, and they're lovely and pretty, and some of these in kind of motions at some little piles, little stacks of gold and various coinage are, ancient things we can pawn off if we're ever desperate for money.
I'm surprised you didn't have just a way in here. You have to kill off and resurrect your guys every time?
Well, no, if
could do it the hard way.
I could do the hard way, and if I had permission from my Tetrarch, then I would have a pass.
That was the reason he came to us, right? Because he was on the outs.
Correct. That was the original conversation. But
no, yeah. I said that out loud.
Okay.
So, what do you know about the Abyss here?
That is new. If I had known the Abyss was here, I probably would have come myself originally. Why? We dealt with that.
I don't think we did.
I think so.
I think we just kind of...
Look in your mirror if you want.
Right.
Yeah.
He kind of actually has that face of... looks over at weird.
Do you have a mirror? You want to look at it?
Yeah, he opens his satchel, reaches in, draws out a mirror. Slips it back in. I don't understand.
Maybe it's because you have it in a different place, different dimension.
Perhaps.
Do you have anything super shiny that was on you, like on you?
It actually looks over at one of the myrmidons. Etez, your little mirror, yeah. And, Etez pulls out a little, peek around the corner kind of mirror.
Yeah.
And
little signal mirror.
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks into it. I don't see anything. Etez looks into it.
It happened when I was on the steps leading down to the sinks. Maybe it's location based.
I mean,
what were you doing in your... Oh, you were...
Post-cognition.
Right.
Used the mirror for post-cognition, and I came out and I started seeing forms.
Maybe you have to use it in a spell.
Magically?
Yeah.
That's not what happened to the guys outside.
It's true.
Well, the bound is dealt with, right?
As far as I can see, I'm clearly going to have to report to the Tetrarch that somebody is interested in freeing it, or at least making some kind of deal with it. It didn't have much mana.
Yeah, you need some kind of security.
I told you guys about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in a mask fed it mana?
Right.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
I figured they were waking it up to use it as sort of a distraction while they came in here and robbed it. It's treasure room. But apparently not.
Yeah, and which Weird at least was able to see, they came down the front set of stairs and then went back up the same stairs. So it didn't come up the other side or anything.
This just seems...
I throw up vid windows. I want to check on network and Titus.
Let me see. How would that ward work? I don't think the ward would care about you viewing out. So cool. I can't remember. Do we have that yet with your legacy?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so boop, boop. Titus, well, especially since it's... Actually, no, because you guys had left in the morning. You guys haven't had a break. Because that's right. You guys were in the jungle in the dark. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you see, actually... Especially, you see Titus in one mirror, or one window. Ooh. Are you looking? Well, it's fine, because... Nope. You don't have to, because it's your legacy, you don't have to look into your Yantra mirror. Okay.
I just told them.
You just do it, yeah. So
you also don't have to use a mirror.
Right. But that was just me going through my process. So yeah, boop, boop, and you see... basically the two camera views of the two of them walking the streets of New York and doing their patrol.
Okay.
Made you think about them?
The idea that this was a distraction.
Oh, Abaddon looks up and says, I swore that nothing would happen to you or your cabal.
Yeah, our allies.
Or I would die.
I don't think this was you being complicit.
From whoever that was.
Oh. You think this is all about you?
No.
No.
Okay.
I think
just don't
this
know
might have
what
been
it's
somebody
about.
trying to get a couple birds with one stone.
All right. Are we
I think we're done here.
The Abaddon is like, absolutely. I thought you all wanted to chat about my.
Yeah, you never told us what he's been up to, because he hasn't shown back up in our lives at all.
Oh, as I understand, he's busy being re-educated. And has some...
Ew.
Not like that. He's just learning the truth about the world and the way things work.
Ew.
Seers.
I want to pull my leverage here.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to actually tell us what he knows about Mammon.
Oh, okay. And so he kind of, there's a grimace of distaste, but it's like,
what does it go by now?
Right.
That kind of thing.
I'm going to give you either his current activities or what Mammon is now, like what he has become. One of the two. And then you can roll for the other.
I'll take what he's become.
Okay. So yes, Mammon is no longer Mammon.
Imagine naming yourself after a ministry isn't.
After a ministry that you're not in.
Excellent.
Sorry, one sec.
So could you name yourself Praetorian? Well, not you, but one of you.
You could, but it's a good way to get attention that you
Spartacus.
probably don't want. But yeah, no. His new mentor has kind of a
Graves.
Oh no, not Graves. Graves is. No, I don't know much about him, but he's not a. I can't remember the term they have, but a pylon leader. He's not a cabal leader. But no, Graves now.
Fisherman, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit a headhunter. But no, he goes by Zolius now.
Mammon does?
Correct.
Can I get a spelling?
Zolius.
Colious?
US.
Just US.
Yep. But yeah, he's a new man, so to speak, has a real hate for the Pentacle. I don't know his full story, but they've really worked him over. He's wonderful. You all will hate him.
I don't think
we didn't super like him.
I'll roll for some more persuasion here.
Yep. And asking what he's been up to. Mammon infiltrates. Mm-hmm.
Zolius infiltrates.
Say that again?
Zolius infiltrates.
Sorry,
Zolius infiltrates.
Oh, Zolius infiltrates, yes. Zolius infiltrates and digs in... Pentacle. What else?
Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
In New York?
Huh? Oh, no. He'd actually be recognized here. Or at least, there. No, we have him far, far away from all of you and his blessed Seattle. Not we. They have him. Besides, it's not like I'm going to tell you where he's actually operating. That would defeat the whole purpose. The whole point is to send you off chasing him and wasting, your time and the Panopticon's time. As he takes a swig from his canteen.
Fine. Get the fuck out of here.
Should we
Yeah.
You can deal with Abyssal Rain and Abyssal Mirrors later on. You're in your own fucking turf.
Okay. Absolutely. Let's leave. and rises up and, kind of ushers you guys out of the room, ahead of him and the Myrmidons, Nabal. Nabal kind of goes back and places his hand on the panel and just does a little jog out. And Abaddon just kind of holds his hand up and waits. And you guys, previously, all those things have gone down, and then a billet of whoa, they just kind of come up, and you get a real sense of just how many different spells were, in that corridor and stuff like that. And then he says, okay, down we go.
Down?
Well, I guess around the top. I was thinking down past the Sphinx and up, but I guess there is an upper level to go past the Sphinx and out. He's basically in the rear kind of ushering you guys out because, he doesn't want you behind you, and there is a treasure trove of stuff. And looks down and says, I am going to have to do something about that. Okay. Leads his way.
What?
The Sphinx and whoever's coming to mess with it. Leads up the stairs, places his hand on the stone, and says the same thing. I can't remember what he said. It, disappears, becomes, passable, leads the way up, and you can see the 6 mages are still laid out there. One of them is kind of up and awake and moving, as well as the 2 Myrmidons who had been left behind. He kind of, leads the way over to them and says, okay, what is your preferred method to return home?
Same.
Go look at this right there, or we can...
Yeah, I think I'd rather take ourselves home. Just because our deal ends when we're back in New York.
Indeed.
I don't want to go back to New York with you.
Oh, I understand that.
But no, the oath binds us until we're all back in Manhattan.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to go back with him, because then the oath ends.
If something bad happens to him after we leave, we'd still technically be on the hook.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, what are you all comfortable with? Because I'm sure I've been to your sanctum. I've seen the inside of your sanctum.
It's fine. We can go to the sanctum.
How about your guy? Can your guys make their own way home?
They're proximite, not mages.
Yeah.
They can't book a flight?
With what? They're the bug guys.
No, to be fair, and this is more than
other people can't do the bugs.
But yeah, no, that's going to ask some odd questions. If I can get them home if they make you uncomfortable, but it's kind of rude.
Let's just, how did, you didn't have a return trip planned through?
Oh, I have. I'm at this point just at your mercy because I need to return to Manhattan. Otherwise, I have to worry about your well-being until I return to Manhattan.
Just take us to the sanctum, weird.
Okay.
Cool.
I was trying to talk to the Proximi about their temporary death and saying what happened? I don't know if they would tell me any of that.
They're not super knowledgeable, but yeah, basically they're like, it sucks, it hurts, everything goes black, and then we sit back in our bodies.
You just sort of cease to be for a bit.
Yep. And especially because you have active mage sight, they've had some peripheral tingly stuff this entire time. And Greg, you can go ahead and roll that. Sorry.
That'd be the extra reach for the 2-dimensional.
Okay, cool.
Barrier.
And
so I'll have to take everybody through.
Cool. Actually, you can spend another reach so everybody can see it if you want.
I don't want everyone to see it.
Okay. So yeah, I think Weird stands like an airline stewardess. Thank you for coming.
And I will take Songbird through first.
Oh, sure.
I will take Atratus through, and then I'll take Abaddon, and then I'll take his goons.
Sure. And Shanna.
And Shanna.
Right. And that's fine. I'm not. We're not going to stress about that. But the peripheral mage site, as you're looking at these guys, they have basically an active death spell on them. Previously, you hadn't had any idea what it was, but it went away when they died. And then when he did the whole thing with the chalice, it came back. So, but yeah, he weird ushers everybody through, like right into the entrance area of the sanctum, I'm sure. And then Abaddon kind of arranges, and while you were sending people through, he's giving orders to the 6 mages and basically telling them that their punishment is you guys get to stay here in Cambodia and guard this until we figure out who the hell is coming to feed this supernal being. And then you guys make your way to New York, and actually Weird feels the sworn oaths dissipate. And Abaddon and his Myrmidons leave, and because it's 9:03, that's where we will end it. With you guys,
so many questions.
Clutching your grimoire
next time, then.
Clutching your grimoire, and yeah, we will pick up next week.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
We just have all this like tension.
Do you now? Is there a lot of paranoia and questions? It sounds like it's a mage game. I'm looking forward to
it's all
next
just
week.
Unrequited rage, I think, is probably the right.
Sure.
There's so many reasons why that guy should have his ass beat 10 ways to Sunday.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
And I don't get to do any of them.
Oh yes.
I mean, you can now.
Yeah, that's probably not smart.
If you want to just like chase him, he's right there.
He's right there in New York. He's in your territory. More meta knowledge because you flat out you are not getting an opportunity. The chalice does deny the Reaper, and he's pouring their souls back in after they have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they are constantly just hanging on by that spell, keeping them alive. Yeah, that's why he travels with those 5.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're like, I guess the cup holds the spell.
Holds, yeah. Well, actually, the spell control, if I remember correctly, with an artifact is on the mage who casts it. Yeah. So yeah, 9:05. Sorry, got to cut this short, folks. We'll discuss more of this later, and maybe in Discord. Come by and chat. We are definitely not done with this particular arc because that abyss ain't gone, kids. So yeah. Yeah. So,
but can it be? We left.
Yeah, no.
It's at least on Weird's mirror.
Yeah,
I haven't been willing to pull out mine and check.
So,
so there's a fuck ton of investigation to do to figure out what the hell it was and if it's still here and if my mirror's now tainted. Or
yeah, and how to get it off of our stuff.
Oh, this is gonna be so good. Yeah, the temple,
without getting ensnared again.
Yeah. So yes, thank you guys for joining us. Come by Discord, yeetinto.space, to come chat with us, hang out, tell us about your stuff. It's a great community. I love you guys who are hanging out on Discord. If you're not hanging out on Discord, we're not going to judge you, but you should come by. It is okay to join, hang out, and just watch the shenanigans. It is cool. You can
spam some pride mages.
Pride mages, we got all sorts of reaction emojis. You can throw some meme stuff in there. Brain spiders, we got our own brain spiders, abyssal brain spiders. And it's a-okay to just hang out and just watch the shenanigans. And if you want to chat, you are welcome to. Everybody, you don't have to know anything. You could be watching this and be like, I don't know anything about Chronicles. I don't know anything about Mage, but I like watching what's happening. Cool.
It's a pretty chill community.
I've been very, very proud of them.
And yeah, there's no gatekeepers. There's no, you're not a real mage fan, so that doesn't happen. It's a really good community. They're pretty chill.
Been very proud of it. So you can come do that. Also check out Patreon, patreon.com/occultist or staylucky.club, and check that stuff out. Like I said, for Twitch guys, you got a little bit left to vote on Network's character sheet, which is perfect because this means by Friday we'll have his completed character sheet when we're in New York, where Network is. It all works out. It's like I planned this. I didn't, but it works out. So yeah, until that is everything. Until next week, folks.
Stay lucky.